Hello there and a warm welcome along to our 3 times a week talk show. This is United Kingdom Talk with myself, Chris Reardon, on what must be the hottest day of the year so far. It's beautiful today, absolutely stunning. I've got the green umbrella, I've got the green, smell it, the green, listen, you can hear it going up and down, the green umbrella. 1 minute. As provided to me by my good friend Justin at the Steam Coach, where I was working last night on Friday, and in Brighton as well. I've been all over the place, and to make the long, arduous journey from Hemel Hempstead to Brighton a little bit more fun, last night I had a copy of a CD provided free in one of the national newspapers. I think it was last Sunday or the Sunday before. Barry Manilow. Oh, you can't go wrong with a bit of Barry Manilow in your car, can you? You know I can't smile without you. And what's my favourite ones by him are the old songs. You know that one? Candles burn and soon she'll be by. No, I can't remember. Maybe the old songs will bring back the old times. Maybe the old lines will start. Do you like that one? And even now, when there's someone else who cares, when there's someone who is waiting home with you. And the words to that particular song, I think, are poignant to this programme, because even when I'm with someone, boys and girls, oh, hang on, my papers are going everywhere. Even when I'm with someone, I'm still thinking of you. And that is true. Now, there's an email address to the show. It's Chris. I'm full of it today. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Okay, Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. We're out in the garden today, as I say, once again. Love Barry Manilow. Who else likes Barry Manilow, eh? I'm gonna have to I think I'll have to make a little compilation CD for the car, and we'll have on there stuff like Barry Manilow, some of the ABBA love songs. Do you know, I love love songs. Do you know that one of us? One of us is crying, one of us is lying. Oh, I love it. Knowing me, knowing you, knowing me, and who else do I like? Dionne Warwick. Yes. Why do you have to be a heartbreaker? Oh, I love it. I love it. I like Durham Town. Who does that? Roger Whittaker. I'm gonna leave old Durham Town. Come on, what are your favourite love songs? Can you perhaps email me in with a few suggestions for my love CD that I'm going to have playing in the car, and then I can sit there driving along and cry. Oh, I do cry to a love song. Do you? When you have all those soppy songs on, do you start crying? Let me know. What do you think I should have on that CD? Bit of Diana Ross? Something like that? You are everything, and everything is you. What about Atlantic Star? Always. Girl, you are to me all that a woman would be, and I dedicate my love to you for all. Oh, I love it. We love a love song. What are your favourite ones? Let me know on the email, okay? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, if you've sent in, we are more current now on the show. Remember that. I got an email from the show last week asking me, as you're more current, how far ahead do you record the shows? Well, it depends, you see. This is the difficulty. It depends when you watch or listen to them, and whether you listen to podcast or satellite or radio. These are the ones I know, okay? Now, if you listen to this show on a podcast via unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, all right? Or if you watch it on YouTube or Current TV or Blip TV, then let me tell you, Tuesday's show is recorded on Saturday, okay? So today, for me, today is Saturday. For you, it's Tuesday, okay? So Saturday I record Tuesday's show. Tuesday I record Wednesday's show, right? And Wednesday I record Saturday's show. Okay, so that's those of you watching on Current TV, YouTube or Blip TV, or indeed listening to the podcast at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Once again, Saturday I record Tuesday's show, Tuesday I record Wednesday's show, and Wednesday I record Saturday's show. Okay, so that's that one. Now, if you listen via the satellite on RTI, then Saturday, this is going to get complicated. Tuesday, you hear Saturday's show. Wednesday, you hear... hang on a minute. Have I got that right? Yes. Saturday, I record Tuesday's show. Tuesday, I record Wednesday's show. And Wednesday, I record Thursday's show. All right? So that's how it all works. Now, of course, there are lots of other little radio stations playing this out, which I'm always very grateful for. And depending on when they play it out is dependent how old the show is by then. But usually it's no more than 3 days, is it? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's no more than 3 days. Okay, so we're much, much more current. And that means the emails that you send in should... I say should, come up a lot quicker. At the moment they're taking a little bit of time because of course I've been away for a week and there's a little bit of a backlog, so we'll get onto those very, very quickly, but not too quickly, because you're wondering now, aren't you? My continuing saga of my recent visit to my sister, part 2. You remember that we have now gone to a restaurant. If you're watching the last show, what do you mean you didn't watch the last show? Well, you didn't even hear it. Oh, God. I mean, what hope is there? If you want the whole story, you've got to listen to all of them, dear. Now, if you missed that, just go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All the old shows are down there, OK? The newest one is always at the top. The next newest is below that, and so on and so forth. And on the left of that, you'll see some years and months, and that's where all the old shows are, OK? So, we're on our way to dinner, but I forgot to tell you something. Because it's possible, we're not sure of this, OK? We're not sure of this, but it's possible, lovies, that I was recognised in Lincoln coming down the escalator in Sports World. I mean, what more could you want? I know, some celebrities, they are recognised on the beach in Malibu or walking around in Hollywood. I am recognised, possibly, we're not sure if I was or not actually, to be honest, not sure about this, okay? I was not recognised on a beach somewhere, not in London or anywhere like that, but coming down the escalators in a cheap sports shop. Now that, I mean, it says it all, doesn't it? It says it all. All I know is that I was coming down the escalator, and my little nephew, Jimmy, suddenly shouted out, "Mum, someone just called out for Chris." And Tracy, my dear niece, she said, "I heard that as well." I said, "Well, I'm going to sneeze. 1 minute." Oh, dear me. Excuse me. Oh, there's usually 3, isn't there? Why haven't I had a third sneeze? Oh, well. There, I told you, always 3. Sometimes 4, usually 3. I think that was 3. Any more coming? No? Any twitches in the nose? Nothing. Marvellous. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So, Tracy said... Yeah, I heard that too. So I said to Tracy, "What did you hear?" She said, "Someone just shouted out, 'That's Chris over there,' and pointed at me." Of course, you know, stupid as the pair of them are, they didn't think to telling me this immediately after the event, but like the space of 20 seconds turned around, so I wasn't able to turn around and see my impending fans. Very, very disappointed. So we're not sure. Of course... there does remain the possibility that they were pointing at someone else. And it may not have been me. But I like to think it might have been. So there we are. Possibly recognised on an... I mean, where's it all going to end, eh? Coming down an escalator in a cheap sports shop. So I'm quite pleased about that. What? Okay, so now, so far, we've now got as far as the restaurant that Ben and Tracy talked me in. Now, Tracy and Ben, if you don't know who they are, Tracy is my niece, 21, and Ben is her boyfriend. They've recently bought a house. So they decided to buy us all dinner, which pleased me. I did not have to undo the zip on my pocket. No, 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 you don't love... Oh, I can't remember that song. So we're in this restaurant. Now, what was it called? I can't even remember what it was called, but they were doing some special offer. Buy two, you pay for... Was it 1 for 2 or something like that? You buy one dinner or you get 2 or something. I'm not quite sure like that is. And Tracy was sitting there at the table. So I said, how do you know this place? Oh, Ben knows it quite well. When we went out on our first date, he took me here. Tight thing that he is. So you only had to buy... you bought one dinner and got 2. That's where he took her for first date. What a cheek, dear. You see, it runs in the family, doesn't it? Money saving. Why spend when you don't have to? I've said it time and time again, dear. Don't spend money if you don't have to. So we're in there, the menus have come over, and straight away they ask, do you want any drinks, don't they? And I'm sure, you see, I wasn't particularly thirsty, but I do like a cup of tea. As you know, I like a cup of tea, which actually reminds me, as soon as this show's finished, I've got to rush. I have to rush, boys, rush to the supermarket. Can you believe I only have 2 tea bags left in my caddy? Just a minute. I'll just prove it to you. Stay there. Stay there. Don't move. Oh my God, it's worse than I thought. It's worse than I thought. Look, this is my little tea caddy. It's a lovely little china thing that my friend Sylvie bought me. Sylvie is the mother of Justin, who runs the steam coach in Hemel Hempstead. Well, she's like the manager there, and she brought me down. She was a bit miserable last night. I don't know what was wrong with them last night in there, dear. They're all having rows last night. I don't know what was going on, and I just, hold your head down and get on with it, And also, I keep getting told off for nicking bits of food. So, the girls behind the bar often leave bars of chocolate and things like that in the fridge, and I'm very... If I see something like that, I'm sorry, it's eaten. Like a Tasmanian devil, I am. Incidentally, Matthew, thank you very much for sending me the pictures of the Tasmanian devils that you have. Matthew lives in in Devonport, which is in Tasmania, just off Australia, isn't it? And they sent me a picture of a Tasmanian... Well, they don't look very friendly animals, them. Tasmanian devils. Oh, little sharp teeth. Look like a sort of piranhas on legs. Do they jump up at you? Can they be trained? If so, I might have a couple of Tasmanian devils here to play with the cats. Here's my little tea caddy, okay? It's, let me describe it for those of you listening. It's like red on the top, and it's got a red bit at the top, red line around the bottom, and lots of coloured dots going all round. But here's the bad news. Look, as I open it up, it's worse than I thought. There is 1 tea bag left. Now, this is quite possibly the worst thing to happen to me this year. So I need to rush out and get some tea bags as soon as we finish, okay? So don't let me forget that if you don't mind. Just shout at your computer or your video thing and tell me to get those tea bags when I finish. Right, so the meals, the menus have come over, so we had a quick flick through there, and I decided to have tomato soup, one of my favourite little starter. I don't usually have starters. In fact, the starters, sometimes, here where I live, become the entire dinner. One of my favourites at the moment is chilli vegetable soup, which Sainsbury's do up the road. Oh, it's lovely. Chilli, it's £1.49. I've got that actually over there. Just a minute. Let me get that as well. Yes. Now this is delicious. Now if you're wondering why it's out of the fridge, it's because I'm going to eat this probably after or before I go to the supermarket. Vegetable chilli soup. Quite hot. and very, very nice indeed. That is low fat, very important, as you know. Chris Porky Reardon here, as I've been told by many people. And the reason it's out of the fridge is because it warms up. And then, you see, if it warms up before you actually start cooking it, you use less electricity, don't you? Oh, yes. You see, I know all the tricks. If you want to save money, come to me and let me know. You know the email, always willing to help you, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, so I ordered tomato soup and steak and owl pie. All right? So the drinks came out, and I also ordered a cup of tea and a Coca-Cola, because we do like to have, it was quite hot, so the Coke was there to cool me down, and the cup of tea was there because I like tea. Off they went. So then, this girl, I mean, oh, you've never seen anything like it in your life. She had pigtails. She had, not pigtails, long pigtails, but she had pigtails, like, sticking out from the top of her head, one each side. They were like antenna. You know those beetles that have got antenna? And she had bleach blonde hair. Well, I dread to think if she did a little side job at night, because that's how she looked to me. Skirt very short. I mean, what are these people? Honestly, they're serving me food, dear. I mean, I don't mind a couple of fit lads, fit waiters coming around me and fussing all over me, but honestly, well, I say fuss, she hardly fussed. Right, because then these drinks came over. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear, I need to blow my nose after I've had a good sneeze. Do you mind can I just blow my nose for a second? I'm sorry, I haven't got my button here today, which means if I cough or make any sort of strange noise like that or anything, then you can hear it today, unfortunately. So sorry about that. That's the only thing with being outside in the garden. I don't have my button to stop you hearing these vile noises. And I'm not going to go back over the whole show and start removing. I shall never find them again, the noises. You'd have to watch the whole show and keep taking bits out. We can't do that to you. This is life in the raw, Mrs. Reardon. Yes, it certainly is. As a friend of mine said, Regina Fong, one of the greatest drag queens of all time, in my opinion. She died about 4 years ago. She liked the old vodka. And she actually got liver cancer. That was must be about 4 or 5 years ago now. You know, and they say alcohol, does it kill you? Well, she would drink a litre of vodka in a night, and she got liver cancer. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it causes it, maybe it doesn't. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So this girl come over with the drinks, and there was the Coke, she put it down. And then, now this is absolute sacrilege. Now, you're going to say to me after I tell you this, but that's how we do it. I know you're going to say that. Do you know what, this shirt and half tight on me today? I think more muscles have come up. I think that's what it is, because I have done a couple of sit-ups this week, yes? I do about 30 at a time, sit-ups. We ought to have a little sit-up session here, I think, really. Well, not today, because there's so much to get through. So she put all these there, and then, right, over came my cup of tea. Now, how do you think, in an English restaurant, I cannot believe this happened here in England. A cup of hot water was brought over to me with a tea bag. I've never heard anything like it in my life, dear. I've been very lucky to go all over the world, various different places. And I'm sorry, my darlings, there are very, very few of you in other countries who can make tea. Australia, don't worry, you're not on that list. You can do it. Barbados, you can do it too. Now, let me think carefully. They're about the only countries that know how to make tea, and we've done this on this show about 3 or 4 times now, how to make the perfect cup of tea. Well, let me tell you this, dear. You do not bring over a cup of hot water and a tea bag. That is not how to do it. And I just cannot believe that someone here in the UK did that to me in my own country. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. And it's not as if she was, you know, from another country and had just come over here for a while to work. She was English. English. Well, you could tell with the bleached blonde hair and the pigtails sticking out like that, dear. Like a beetle antenna. So, I'm sorry. What do you think I did? Do you think I then sat there and made my own cup of tea? I don't think so. I don't think so. I then took the cup of water and the tea bag straight. My sister said, "You're not taking that back, are you?" I said, "I certainly am." She said, "Oh, don't." I said, "This is not a cup of tea, dear. It's not a cup of tea." I took it back. I said, "Excuse me," and she walked off. She walked off. She walked off down the other end of the bar. And she'd come back eventually. I said, "Can you make that again, please? You need to put the tea bag in the cup and then pour the boiling water on it while it's still boiling. Otherwise the flavour doesn't come out." And she looked at me like dirt. She absolutely looked at me like dirt, this girl. Anyway, she took the cup off me, took it over to the machine, poured the hot water out, put the tea bag in the cup, put the hot water and gave it back. She said, "Is that okay?" I said, "Yes, thank you very much," and off I went. I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened. I really can't. That is how to just quickly, once again, for about the 5th time on this show over the last couple of years, how to make a cup of tea. You get your cup, you put your kettle on, right? You put the tea bag in the cup. When the water boils, and not before, and certainly not after the boiling has stopped, when the water is boiling, you quickly switch off the kettle and you pour the boiling water onto the tea bag. And then if you want to, you can get a spoon and start to pick it. Do not put the milk in yet. That's another one they do wrong. Everyone does. Well, mind you, I mean, to be honest, that's a bit of taste, really, because people here in the UK do that. My advice, do not put the milk in yet. Okay? Cup. Tea bag in cup. Kettle on. When the water boils, quickly turn the kettle off. Pour the boiling water onto the tea bag. Right? Leave for about 4 minutes. If you want to, you can sometimes speed it up by getting a spoon and then dipping the tea bag down into the water so that the whole tea bag's in the water. Do that for about 3 to 4 minutes. Remove the tea bag, squeezing it against the side of the cup with your spoon. All right? And then add milk to taste and sugar as well if you want to. And that's how to make tea. Always in England, you get a good cup of tea. I'm 45 years old, right? I've never, ever come across that here in the UK. Shocked. Shocked. That ain't the half of it, dear. That ain't the half of it. So that was the tea saga. So I'm now sitting down, and the food started arriving. Now, everyone's food arrived except mine. I mean, they must have known. I think they just didn't know. They hated me. They all hate me. They hate me. All this food started arriving. Little Jimmy he had a tear-off garlic bread, so he could share that around with everyone. What did my sister had? She had these little breaded... Was it chicken? I can't remember what it was now. I think she had something in breadcrumbs or whatever. And I'm sitting there. Eventually, my tomato soup arrived, and an apology was made. "Oh, sorry, you've had to wait for your soup." I bet they did. I bet that other girl, this was a different waitress, I bet that other girl, who I upset with the tea incident, I bet she told the other one to make me wait. Blooming cow. It's outrageous, isn't it? Anyway, so the soup came over, so I started it. It was cold. I'm sorry, it was cold. Well, it wasn't stung, it was warm. Tepid. Tepid is the word we're looking for. I like that word. Tepid. The soup was tepid. So, disappointed with that. And I said, "This is cold." She said, "Oh, please." And my sister said, "Please don't take it back, Chris." I said, "No, I can't be bothered anymore." And the bread arrived. 2 slices of bread. And they came out of a packet. I'm sorry, if you're going to have bread, you buy uncut bread and you cut off the bit that you want, so you get a good size. None of these little thin... Oh, I hate the bread from supermarkets. You know, the bread in a plastic wrapper, and it's rubber in, it's all thin, and it's all limp. It's limp. Yeah, I've said before on this programme, if it goes limp, there's nothing you can do with it. You can try and try and try. It's limp and no good. Get out of my house. Send another one through, please. We're talking about bread, of course, here. All right, so the bread arrived. So I had the soup, and then what did I have for dinner? A steak and owl pie. Now, I have to say, presentation on a plate, to me, doesn't usually bother. Do you know what? I've just realised I've forgotten what time I've got to finish the show now. Did I write that down? Oh, my God. Oh, it's getting worse and worse. Oh, there it is. There it is. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Now, presentation to me on food doesn't matter that much, but you kind of expect certain things to look a certain way. Now, I had ordered steak and owl pie, and that came with peas and chips. So it came across, right? Well, the steak and owl pie, it looked like Scotch pie. Do you know what I mean by that? The pastry was like all around it, and there was another bit on. It looked like a Scotch pie to me. Didn't look right. However, tasting it, the pie was nice. I can't lie to you. The pie was very nice. The chips were okay. The peas, well, they were like bullets. Honestly, they were like bullets, these peas. Everyone else seems to be eating them. Now, I'm not one to complain in restaurants. I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not usually one to complain in restaurants. And indeed, in this case, apart from the tea incident, I didn't complain. Because as far as I'm concerned, you know, the worst part of that whole experience was not being able to make a cup of tea properly. I can't get over that. I cannot get over that. Now, while we're sitting there eating, I found one of those reaction forms. What did you think of our restaurant? And it had all these tick boxes. Well, I went to town. I went to town. I ticked this to the... And you know what? After we then finished the meal, did we have any pudding? No, we didn't, because it was quite a large... I have to say, generous portions. Fair enough. Generous portions. And we finished the meal, and that was it. I filled in the little docket. We did not leave a tip. Absolutely not. It was funny, actually. It was this girl, one of the waitress, and she kept fluttering around. Oh, it does annoy me. She kept fluttering around everyone, trying to make jokes and things like that. Obviously, you know, for only one reason, to get a decent tip. Fluttering around, and she said something to my little nephew, and he just looked at her as if she was from another planet. She tried to be funny. Oh, bless her. I know she's only trying to do her job and all that business, but fluttering around all over the place. It wasn't like that in Fortnum & Mason's when I went there, dears. Oh, no. No, the waiters left you alone until you wanted them. That's how it should be, in my opinion. It really should. Fluttering around. And then she saw me writing out this thing, okay, this comment form. And she come running over. She said, "Oh, I hope it's all good things." And she glanced over my shoulder. Well, I didn't see her after that. I didn't. She didn't come back again after that, dear. So we finished the meal. It was all paid for in advance, actually. You go to the till and pay before the food arrives. Presumably they've had some people running out and not paying. And I'm not surprised. I give that restaurant 3.5 out of 10. It's worst restaurant I think I've ever been to be honest. Yeah, okay, the restaurant itself was clean. The staff, it appeared to me that the staff were overworking, to be honest. There weren't enough staff, and that's so indicative of so many places now. The bars I've worked in, the clubs I've worked in, they never seem to have enough staff. Dreadful. Perhaps that's part of the problem. So we didn't leave a tip, we got out to go, and I'm left with this comments form. And I thought, oh, well, obviously you need to post this somewhere. Of course, there's nowhere to post it at all, is there? Nowhere to post this comment form at all. So eventually I got hold of one of the waiters and said, there you go, can you take care of that, please? Yeah, okay, so I gave it to him. I don't suppose it got any further than the bin that he was about to go past, to be honest, because it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't personal against anyone. It was just about the restaurant, the restaurant in a whole, in its entirety. And as I say, the worst thing is that a restaurant, not even just in the UK, but in the north of England, where tea comes from. Well, you know, it doesn't come, it's not grown there. You know what I mean. the north of England, great tea drinkers of the world, and they couldn't make a cup of tea. Shocked and horrified. I should really write a letter and send it through. I might still do that. So that was the restaurant, and after that we dropped because my sister, it was, by the way, it was £50 for the lot, which actually wasn't bad because there was Tracy, her boyfriend, my sister, my little nephew and me, so it worked out to about £10 a head, which actually I suppose wasn't too bad money-wise. My sister was driving a car, so we then dropped Tracy and Ben and Jimmy off at Tracy's house, and then went back to Sharon's. Quite late it was by then. It was about, must have been about 7 o'clock at night, and because I'm very, very tired at this point, because I haven't had my 2-hour afternoon siesta. You know, I always go to sleep between 5 and 7, and it was 7 o'clock now, and I was very tired. So I then went for my afternoon siesta, and then when I got up at around about 9 o'clock, when I got up, what did I do then? Well, we have to leave it there, my darling. That's for the next show, okay? Let me just write down where I've finished. Start here. There we are. Right? You don't get the whole story, I'm afraid, because there's too many emails to do, okay? Too many emails to do. We must get through some of these, then we can be more current, as I say. All right, so the next part of that story coming in the next exciting episode here of United Kingdom Talk. Now, let me give you the email address once again. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk if you want to join in with anything at all or bring up your own subject. It'd be great to hear from you, okay? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, let's say hello first today to William from Facebook. This is our friend William, who he actually, I've seen him come in some of the places that I work now and again. Just a quick one from William, who says, Chris, the Rhinestone Cowboy was fabulous. The best show ever. More, please. Thank you, William. The only thing, see, the thing is with the singing and all that, I know, of course, I'm not the world's best singer, possibly one of the world's worst, but we can't really do it out here because I don't have my music and all that out here. So the only times we can do singing really is when we're inside, okay? Let me see. Oh, I've confused the bits of paper now, I think. Oh, is that right there? Yes, there we are. First of all, hello to Gloria. Now, I know Gloria sent this in quite a few weeks ago, so sorry, Gloria, it's taken so long to come through, my darling. Who says again, hello, Gloria in Florida. Here are some pictures of the Omaha tornado, which happened at 2:30 a.m. on June the 10th, and she sent some pictures. Scary. Amy, that's her daughter, and her children were here in Florida with me. Well, thank God for that. And the whole blooming place blown away, my love. Amy's husband, Tim, was there at the time and headed for the basement when the wind woke him up. Thankfully, Amy and Tim's house had no damage at all. The tornado was... Well, can you hear that noise? Well, that's because we're outside. There's people walking around. You'd think they'd have more respect when someone's sitting here doing their programme, wouldn't you? The tornado was just a mile from Amy's house, but it was only 1 block from the school where she teaches. Tornadoes can go up and down. Now, I didn't know this. So, presumably, the tornado comes down, touches down, then does all the damage, then goes back up again, and then comes down somewhere else. Would I be right in thinking that? See, I always thought tornadoes, once they hit down, they just went around and done all their damage and then stopped somehow, but I was wrong. She says tornadoes can go up and down, so by luck it jumped over the school. However, the school is of course closed for the summer. I'm not sure how many houses it destroys, but you can see the devastation, and as I say, Gloria did send some pictures. Oh, you can't believe the devastation. Untrue. Just trees ripped up. Wow. We didn't know anyone in the houses. These were just pictures taken from the Omaha newspaper. I thought you would find it interesting to see how it can take a piece of wood and drive it into the side of a house. Unbelievable. By the way, the other pictures I sent of the windstorm were taken on June the 28th. It's been a tough summer for Omaha. Your Florida friend, Gloria. Thanks very much for that, Gloria. Much appreciated, all these weather system pictures. I do like them. Anyone got any good lightning pictures as well? I quite like those. I find lightning fascinating and terrifying all in the same breath. We've got a new person watching in China. The name, I haven't actually got a name on there. Part of the email says Abyss, so it might be Abyss. If that's your name, warm welcome along to you. Who says that I accidentally found your video clip, United Kingdom talk, then I get interested in it. I'm from China and learning English. Having heard your programme, I found my English improved. I like your accent. Keep up. Looking forward to more good programmes. All right, thank you very much, Abyss. All the way in China. Whereabouts in China are you? Are you in one of the main cities, perhaps, or out in the country? Did you feel that terrible earthquake you had there a little while ago? Did you feel that? That must be awful, that earthquake. Wow, just sitting there and having the ground shake. Thanks for the email, a little Chinese friend there. Here we go. It's young Matthew, again in Australia, who says, "Hi, buddy. Thanks for reading out my gardening tips on your show recently. I'm not sure if the coffee expires." Yes, coffee. I said to you, I've got a jar of coffee in the cupboard there that's about 2.5 years old, and I'm not sure if that expires or not. But Matthew said, I'm not sure if coffee expires. I'm not sure if it kills them, but I've been told on the TV Espresso, coffee kills them. I hope they are right. Coffee kills who? Oh, insects on plants. Yeah, that was your gardening tip, wasn't it? You told me by spraying espresso on plants it kills insects. God knows what it's doing to you. I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't like coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but God knows, if it kills insects, maybe you want to think about that before you have about your 6th cup today. I know we've got people drinking coffee. He says, also, I think I've made everyone jealous, the fact that I spoke to old Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, don't call her old, dear. Oh, she won't like you for that. Whoopi Goldberg, what a great actress. Matt says, I don't think Tasmania is like Queensland here in Australia, which I thought it was a bit like Queensland with the tropical weather. Matthew says, Queensland is more tropical, but in Tasmania we don't feel like a tropical atmosphere, but we do have nice national parks. Haven't noticed any palm trees and don't grow bananas here in Tasmania. They're from Queensland, but I still plan to move to the United Kingdom so I can be royalty too, just like you. Oh, I'm not royalty. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Matthew. I'm anything but royalty. I belong in the gutter, and quite frankly that's where I'm happy. In your shows you make me laugh. Today's show was especially funny, especially the reaction towards my email. And he sends another thing here. He says, I'm sending you a cheeky email in the Facebook. Did you get it? He says, when I watch your shows, I see a few little greys in your hair. Blimey, you must be sitting right out close to the computer, dear. Thanks for mentioning yet another fault with me. There are a few little grey hairs. Oh, it's just all falling apart. There's a few grey hairs. There's a bit missing in the middle. The weight has increased. Now I'm porky, apparently. There's just no hope. There's just no hope at all. He says, I see a few little grey hairs. When we meet, when I get to the UK, me gonna buy you grey hair formula and wrinkly skin formula. Oh, I don't know if you're being nice or not, really. I could also do a show on tape because me am cheeky and funny. I have a sense of humour. Here, so how was your holiday in your sister's house? Oh, it was very nice, thank you. No, I'm back home now. I had a lovely time at my sister's house. I really did. Anyway, thanks for the emails there, Matthew. Keep them coming. Talking of Facebook, someone else sent me something very funny, which is a picture of a very nice young man who's about, I'd say he's about 28 in the photograph. And someone's training to become a nurse. what's his name? Kevin's training to become a nurse, and he says, I hope when I become a nurse, and he sends a picture of this bloke that he's obviously found somewhere. I hope when I'm training to be a nurse, I will one day bedbath such a man. Thank you for that, Kevin. Keep them coming, okay? Chris, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is the email address. Hello to Susan. It's our friend Susan, the cat lover, who says, "Hi, Chris." Now, Susan is in Dallas, in the US of A, and she writes, "Hi, Chris. I hope I don't upset you by what I'm about to say." I think she's talking about everyone else listening as well. "But I agree with your new listener from Japan." Now, remember, Susan is American, okay? Susan is in America, and she is an American. A few weeks ago, we had a fairly strong letter from one of our Japanese listeners. Once again, if you didn't hear it then, you can go back, have a look at the summary for each shows, and you'll see it there, a strong letter from Japan or something like that. You'll find all the old shows at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I think it was sometime between the end of June and the first few shows of July, that particular email, okay? Once again, go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Susan says, I agree with your new listener from Japan about sanctions being done to the US. However, I do not agree with him about the killing of whales by Japan. Two wrongs don't make a right. I do think the citizens in the US are in the mindset of complacency. What can I do about politics? Bush, and she puts in brackets here, the Antichrist, his approval rating is down to 9% in the latest poll. And we've got the same problem here, actually, with our Prime Minister, Gordon Brown. He's really not popular at all. He took over from Tony Blair. And he just is not popular at all. She goes on to say, and all the other politicians are just going to do what they want anyway. So we just sit in front of the TV and keep complaining about the price of gas, food, loss of jobs, etc. Isn't this what happened in Germany when Hitler rose to power? That's a very strong connection there, you're saying, isn't it? If the people here in the US had sanctions against them, maybe they would get off their towels and start holding demonstrations against our government officials, like they did during the Vietnam War. I think this is what's going to take to get real change over here. Most of the people, the ordinary people, do want alternative energy sources, but there are very few companies over here that sell solar panels or wind turbines to the general public. Well, I have to say to you, Susan, on that subject, I found the same. I found great difficulty in actually finding a company to install solar panels here for me. I mean, I've got them now, yes, but it took a lot. Was going back a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now. It took a lot of research. It wasn't like just walking into a shop and saying, hello, I want some solar panels. Okay, we'll send someone round. It wasn't like that at all. There was an awful lot of work on my part had to be done to source these things and find where they were coming from. Oh, hang on, where have I lost my bit of paper again? 1 second now, and we'll come back to that email. Where's that gone now? Oh, I need that bit of paper because I don't know what time to stop chatting. Is that it? That's it, yeah. Sorry, I'm all over the place today, aren't I? Oh yeah, I've got that now. Right. Susan Gonzo goes on to say, the solar panel, people selling solar panels and wind turbines are practically non-existent. Well, I don't think they're non-existent to you. They're just hard to find. They're really very hard to find. She says, and Bush and his cronies, all big oil men, want to keep us that way. Well, of course they do. Do you really think the oil men want you to go out and start making your own electricity? Or driving electric cars? Of course they don't. They might say it. They might say it for the old good publicity thing. You know how it is. Do you really think oil people, or even electricity generating companies or gas people, do you really think they want you to go out tomorrow and spend money having solar panels or wind turbines put up and making your own electricity? Of course they don't. Of course they don't. That's why I still say, although I've been able to do it, and you can, Susan, if you look around, as you know, it is hard to find these people, but you can do it, you know, but this stuff will not take off until the oil runs out. And I bet you the moment the oil runs out, we'll have electric cars, electric this, solar powered this, it'll all come through. It's all there now, we just can't find it. They don't want you to use it till the oil runs out. So thank you very much for that, my darling. Let me see. That's it. Yes, that's from Susan. Thank you, Susan. And also, I'm very pleased to see that Susan has now received her mug from me. Now, where is that email? Dear, I'm all over the place today. Oh dear. No, I am getting lost here, aren't I? These were all worked out earlier. Well, that's not the... I know Susan received her mug. We'll have to come back to that email another time, Susan. All right. I'm trying to be fair. I have got another couple of emails for you here, from you here, but I'm trying to get through as many different people as possible. So don't worry, your email will come up in a future show, my darling. It will not be discarded like an unwanted partner. It will not be tossed aside to the wind. Okay? Now, we've got to say hello today to Dance Diva. Yes, it's Jade, Suko's daughter, who's taken it upon herself to write her own little email into me. This is lovely. Thank you, Jade. And Jade writes, "Hi, I just wanted to email you. She says, how's the podcasting going? It's going all right, thank you very much. It's going all right, little Jade. Don't you worry. Finding time to do things is a bit hard sometimes, but it's all worth it when I get little emails from little people like you, my dear. All right?" She says, "I was just wondering, you had braces, right? You had braces on my teeth, yes. How long did you have them on? And did they hurt when they took them off?" Okay, braces on my teeth. I suppose a couple of years. I can't remember the exact length of time, but I think I had braces on my teeth for a couple of years. When they took them off, no, didn't hurt at all. What you mean when they were removing them? It's such a long time ago now, Jade. I don't think they did hurt, actually, when they took them off. I don't think they did hurt at all. I remember, though, you know, every few weeks I would have to go back to the dentist, and he would tighten the bits of wire, and then while that was happening, sometimes my mouth did ache a bit because, you know, you're pulling back the teeth all the time, so they did ache a little bit. But as for hurting when the braces were actually removed, no, I don't think they did hurt at all. But your braces are different, aren't they? They are actually stuck to your teeth. Now, when I had braces, they were like metal rings, and each tooth had a metal ring pushed over it, and at the front of the braces there were little hooks where they would attach the wires and get everything to pull back. So I do believe they use a different method to do it now, Jade. My guess is it will not hurt when you remove them. I don't think it will. Anyway, Jade writes, July the 14th to 18th, I've been helping my mum at a culture camp. She teaches the kids Chinese folk dances, and this year I taught them a hip-hop dance to the song Low by Flo Rida. I know that one. I've been playing that one at my discos. Don't you worry about that. I quite like... oh, what's that song? There's a hip-hop song at the moment by... Is it Bryn Christopher, or Christopher Bryn, called The Quest? Have you got that one? I quite like that. It's got a little bit of rapping in it. It's kind of very very light hip hop, I call it. I also quite like, who's that good looking bloke who does the white rap artist? What's his name? Oh, I can't think now. You know the one I mean, with the blonde hair. Very good looking. I quite like him as well. Jade goes on to say, the camp that my mum teaches at is the camp that I used to go to, so I already know everyone. It was so much fun. That's very good. That's very good, Jade, that you're going back there to put something back into what you took out of it as a child. That's great. I think it's great. How's your summer going so far? You guys in England have summers, right? Yes, we do. Today, well, the sun was out earlier, but it's come over all cloudy now, but it's actually quite warm today, so very pleasant. We might have a bit of... I've got a feeling we might have a bit of a thunderstorm later. She says, anyway, how do you feel about the topic of endangered animals? Do you donate money to them? I'm just wondering. No, I shan't lie to you. I don't donate money to endangered animals. I do donate money to someone, a cancer charity. I donate a little bit of money to them every month on a direct debit, but really that's the only one I donate money to. I don't donate money to anyone who's holding one of those rattling things. And I'll tell you why. I don't believe all the money gets there. And that's why. I believe a lot of it is stolen. I'm sorry to have to say that, but that is what I believe. I too have worked at charity occasions where I've been DJing somewhere and they're going around with these rattling tins, and I never ever put money in. I don't believe it gets there. I do, as I say, I donate to one of the cancer charities, and that's a direct debit type thing. She says, do you like pandas? I love pandas. And they don't attack people, do they? All they eat is bamboo, isn't it? Aren't they beautiful animals? Pandas are beautiful, beautiful animals. Jade says, I love pandas and penguins too. Yeah, we love penguins. I like penguins. Do you know that pandas are an endangered species? I feel so bad for them. No, I didn't know that. Why are they endangered? Are they... I hate to say this, Jade, but are there bits and pieces used and fur and things like that? I do hope not. It's just awful. When you see animals skinned for their fur. I've seen a couple of very, very distressing videos on YouTube. They were from China, actually, about animals being skinned, and it was just... I was very sad. Very sad. We don't need to do that, you know? As you know, Jade, you know we can make artificial... fur things and keep him warm and stuff like that. We do not need to do that to animals. I think it's awful. Awful, awful, awful. She said, did you know that when pandas are born, they can't see and don't have any fur, and that their mother can only take care of one of her babies? I didn't know this. They choose the baby they think will have the better chance at survival, and the rest of the babies just kind of don't continue living. Isn't that sad? That's sad. Well, I didn't know that. And when a baby is born, panda baby, they look like a naked mole rat, but I think they are quite cute. Oh, I didn't know that. How many babies does a panda have at a time then? Oh, they can only look after one at a time. Don't people kind of go and rescue them and look after them, though? Does any of that go on? You know, so if a panda has, I don't know how many they have, say 3 or 4 babies, and they take the one that they want to look after, do people go and look after the other ones? Can that happen, or does that happen? Maybe you let me know. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Jade says, penguins are cute too. They certainly are. Did you know that they travel hundreds and hundreds of miles to mate? No, that's a long way to go, isn't it? I'd get too tired, Jade. It's too cold that some of them don't make it. It's really sad. And when they lay eggs, the mummy penguins go off for food, and the daddy penguins huddle with each other while protecting the eggs. And they form a huge circle and rotate the penguins that go on the inside of the circle. It's really cool. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that on one of the... I love nature programmes. Do you, Jade? Watching. We had a very, very famous person, Richard Attenborough, who did all these, I think that was his name, was that his name? Who did all these animal programmes here in the UK for the BBC. If penguins aren't careful, they could lose their eggs. If one penguin loses its egg, it will try to take another penguin's egg. When the penguins hatch, they are still waiting for their mums to come back with food. Oh. When mum goes for food, some don't make it back. Some get pulled back down in the water by the predator, the leopard seal. Oh. I will stop talking about penguins and pandas. And Jade says, P.S. I know I ask lots of questions and I tell a lot of info that you probably don't want to know about, but that is how I get to know people. Please respond. What do you mean? No, you ask as many questions as you like, Jade. This programme is all about finding out about each other and sharing our experiences, as I've said so many times. You send as many questions as you want through, my darling, and I'll answer them as quickly as I can. I'm sorry these are taking a little while to come up, but that's because, as I say, I've been a while for a little while, okay? She also wrote a second email and says, do you get the Disney Channel in the UK? Yes, but I don't get it. It's on a subscription channel, and I don't subscribe to any TV channels. I just have the free ones because I really don't have time to watch them anywhere. She says, some shows, well, my favourite shows on the Disney Channel are Wizards of Waverly Place, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, The Replacements, Phineas and Ferb, That's So Raven, and many others. Talk to you soon, and that's from Jade, Suko's daughter. Do you know what? I don't know any of those. I don't know any of those programmes at all. I seem to remember a programme on the Disney Channel, something about a blue bear, I think, and also the Big House. Weren't those programmes on the Disney Channel, those two, at some point? I remember seeing them when I was at Disney World a couple of years ago, so thanks very much for that. Now, listen, we're nearly out of time. I've still got emails here that have been waiting a while. I'm sorry. Our friend Marsha, of course. There's young Lee. Nice to hear from you again, Lee. Another one from Susan. Suko. So many, my friend Dawn in Brighton. There's so many waiting here to come up, and I shall try and get through as many more as I can on the next show. And we'll keep going until we've finished them all off. Do join in by email. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for listening and watching today. I'll see you on the next show. For myself, Chris Reardon. Bye-bye now.